What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the big earnings that are coming out, what you should be watching for as time progresses. Before I break things down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the market. Looking at SPY this far, you can see this thing's been range bound. We have resistance at this 491.5 area, and we have support at 490. We've been going back and forth throughout the day. But please know that on the 5 minutes time frame, we're seeing SPY being held up by the 200 EMA. It hits this, it's just holding up. And as long as it holds above this, we're going to be just basically range bound. Not a whole lot has been going on. But if we lose this, excuse me, guys, I apologize. If we lose this 490 area, if we lose the 200 EMA in the 490 area, we're going to be coming back down to 488. So we'll be watching that very, very carefully. That's going to be key for SPY. Now, moving forward, I just want to mention there's something else I have as a warning for everyone. After the market closes for today, we have Microsoft, AMD, and Alphabet all announcing their earnings. Microsoft is going to be the most important one. I'll be watching that very carefully. Now, Microsoft is expected to give us an EPS of $2.78 with revenue at $61 billion. So we'll have to see how that ends up going. We're going to be looking for a 16% revenue growth from last year and for more growth as time goes on. What's very important about Microsoft is the fact that their guidance is going to be key, and what they project for the future will be very important as well. Now, Microsoft is also going to give us more information about their cloud services and different sectors out there. Cloud growth is going to be critical for them, and also what else they say about their future guidance. We'll find out more about their layoffs and what they tell us about the remainder of 2024 or the next quarter to come, and that's going to be key for them. We also have Alphabet doing the same thing. So this is going to have a big effect on the whole market. We have two massive companies, massive tech stocks announcing earnings, and that's going to be key for them moving forward. There's not much data coming out for tomorrow, but I do want to call out that we have FOMC tomorrow. We have Jerome Powell giving a speech. That's going to be huge. So now let's talk about how all of this is going to go. In my opinion, guys, right now, SPY is just range bound. If we lose 490, because we've been going back and forth, there's not really a clear direction. It's just stuck between supply and demand. But if we lose 490, I'd be expecting this thing to touch the 488s, so it could hit somewhere in the 488s. We have an imbalance down here around 488.85. If we lose 490, if we keep holding above it, it's just back and forth price action for the next 2 hours. But here's the thing about this, it's not necessarily the end of the world, because there's going to be a big reaction as well to Microsoft's earnings. So if you plan on holding Microsoft calls or puts or playing anything, selling covered calls, whatever you want to do, I want to warn you to be careful. Okay, be very careful. You could make a ton of money. You could lose money. It may not work out. And if you don't want to play, it's your choice. I just want to give you guys a warning. And I want to say the same thing about SPY and these other tech stocks. So who knows what SPY is going to do? Who knows if, let's just say it stays range bound today. Tomorrow morning, it could gap up like crazy. We could see this thing just gap up and reach 495. Or it could just gap down and start tanking to 485 overnight. Okay? So we don't know what's going to happen. And in my opinion, I just want you all to be very careful, very mindful of these earnings, and to just stay on the sidelines and do what you have to do if you don't really want to play. So it's your choice, guys. Don't gamble too much. Don't risk too much. Do what's best for your own portfolios. And it's your choice. Whatever you want to do, I'm just letting you guys know what the risks are. So what's happening with SPY? We're going to be range bound for the end of the day as long as we hold above 490. If we end up losing it, a bigger drop is going to be coming. Otherwise, we're just stuck for now. But I do expect a big move overnight. We might see this thing gap up to 492 plus to 493, or we could come all the way down to 488 or below that. So watch that very carefully. On the QQQ side of things, the QQQ is showing some weakness already. So we're starting to see some tech stocks selling off a bit, but we're just shuffling around the 425 area. Now, if we're stuck here, we might just remain stuck in this zone, back and forth price action. I think it might just remain like this for the remainder of the day. But if we do turn bullish, and I think the QQQ is going to be a lot more affected by these tech stocks, if we're bullish, expect a big move towards 430. If we're bearish, we're going to be coming all the way down towards 421. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. So the best thing to do is just be very patient. And with that being said, we'll just see how things continue from there. But otherwise, the QQQ is looking a little bit weak. We are coming down. You could argue we have an inverse head and shoulders like structure. Technically, we have like a left shoulder here, a right shoulder forming. So we'll see if we get a big bounce tomorrow or not. We'll just have to see how Microsoft does. And the best thing to do is just be patient. I'm not going to like try to guess what's going to happen. So we'll see how it goes. But I do want to call out the possibility of this inverse head and shoulders, right? This could be like a left shoulder. This could be the head. And this might be a right shoulder forming. It's almost symmetrical. So are we about to see a massive bounce thanks to Microsoft and Google? Or is the market going to sink? Let's just wait and see. For Nvda, very, very similar setup as the QQQ. We came down to fill this imbalance at 625 as predicted. If we continue to drop lower, 620 is going to be our next target, 619 to 620, this next imbalance over here. We have resistance at 628 and 632. We might just continue to chop around. I think it's just going to be stuck between 625 and 630 for the majority of the day with back and forth price action. Make sure you watch your imbalances to be safe and you see how things go. For Aapl has been on a very strong downtrend, but it actually lost 190.5 and turned a little bit more bearish. Now it's kind of stuck at this 188 area. This is where we had previous support. If we lose 188, we could see this thing come down closer to 186.5. So we'll be watching that very carefully to see how well it holds. If we try to break upwards, there's 189.3 and then 190.5 coming. So it might just shuffle into 188s for an extended period of time, and we'll just have to see how it goes after that. But otherwise, I would just say that Aapl is still trying to hold up. It's still trying to hold 188. And the best thing to do is try to be as patient as possible. So with that being said, guys, this is going to be your last warning. If you want to hold overnight, that's your choice. You can make good money. It could work out very well. I wish the best for everyone out there. Good luck, guys. But at the same time, if it doesn't work out, you could also lose a ton of money. I've lost plenty of money on earnings in the past. And it's always a good idea to just manage risks and be very careful. So just know I want to warn you guys, be careful. Who knows what's going to happen? And I personally, I just want to do what's best for my own portfolio. And that means don't risk too much. Be careful with these big earnings and expect some very, very crazy moves tomorrow. We also have the FOMC meeting and Jerome Powell giving a speech tomorrow. So be prepared, be ready, and do what's best for your own portfolios. That said, please have an absolutely spectacular rest of the day. Remain calm, cool, and collected. Tesla, the market, Microsoft, and all these stocks to the moon because the long term is still incredibly bright. And did I actually skip Tesla? I think I may have not gone over this in full detail. As far as Tesla goes, we're still kind of shuffling right here. I forgot to do this one, guys. I'm sorry about that. We have 190.5 being tested here. It's just shuffling right now. It's going to shuffle between 190.5 and 192. I expect a big move after the big earnings come out, but it's still on a strong uptrend, so it could come down here and start pushing back up higher. I forgot to mention that about Tesla. But anyways, have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.